WAC All Access. We are joined by the WAC Defensive Player of the Week for volleyball, Megan Klavitter of Chicago State. Megan, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Rachel. How are you?
I'm doing well. I know you and the Chicago State volleyball team came out to the WAC office a few weeks ago. How was that trip for you?
It was really great. It's always super exciting in the WAC offices down in Colorado. It's always fun. It's been like my fourth time there. You guys always show us around, show us the new updates and everything, and what's going on in the conference as well as in the offices.
Awesome. Yeah, and I know conference play is about to start up here for volleyball too. How are you feeling about the team's chemistry right now?
I feel like it's getting better every weekend. We're building. We got a big freshman class, as well as a pretty big returning group. So it's been interesting to see how we've grown over the past, preseason, so to say. And we still have 1 weekend left of preseason, and then conference play starts next week. So, we're still building for sure.
Last year you were named the WAC Libero of the Year, and then this past week you were named to the All-Tournament team after getting 34 digs in a 4-set match. I'm sure like the little awards like WAC Defensive Player of the Week mean something, but are you really hoping to get a trip to the tournament this year?
Absolutely. I know, personally, I broke some records last year. I had a really good season last year, but I do it without my team, and this year, that's all that I'm focused on is making it to the tournament. Conference play is super important. It's nice to get these little things, of course, these little awards, but what really matters at the end of the day is that we make it to the conference, make it to the tournament, and finish strong.
And Megan, you are captain of the volleyball team. You are the WAC representative for SAC for the NCAA. You're all WAC for academics, and you were also serving as the sports information director for Chicago State for a little while. How do you handle all of these responsibilities?
That's a great question. Personally, I have a really great support group. My coaches are, always on me, being super supportive. My teammates, they totally understand, all of my responsibilities and all the roles that I play on campus. I've even talked with my president and, the new AD, and all the other coaches around the offices, my own family, friends. I have a really good support system. Even in the WAC, I have a good support system, and with WAC SAC and D1 SAC. So I think that's my biggest help, I would say, is my support system to help me, with all my roles and responsibilities and getting my job done. It's really for them,
Well, I'm so happy to hear that. Obviously, support systems are a huge deal, but then you were also just elected to the Competition Oversight Committee for the NCAA as well. It's a huge deal. Not many student athletes are a part of that committee. Can you tell us a little bit about what the committee does?
So I don't know in full detail exactly what the committee is going to talk about, in the October meetings due to competition. I won't be able to make it, but I will send a sub. But so far I've learned that it's about the what the NCAA Olympic Sports Liaison Committee, has to report to us, as well as the basically we have the responsibility of the regular season and championship administration in sports other than the football and men's and women's basketball, and basically, hopefully to prioritize the student athlete educational experience, both academically and athletically, and kind of just promote student athlete growth and leadership development.
And how did you find out that you were invited to be a part of this committee?
My chair actually messaged me and asked if I would be willing and able to be a part of leadership in the committee so early on. And of course I said absolutely. And that was pretty much how I got to be on this competition oversight committee.
Megan, we talked about all the things you're involved in, and then you take on another role. Was there any hesitation at all to say no?
I think that's honestly part of my weakness, is saying no. But yeah, I'm always willing to take on more,
That is awesome, Megan. That is truly inspirational that you have so much on your plate already, and yet you are continuing to do more and more things. So big props to you for sure. And now my last question for you, you are a senior, and you are going to many of your last trips to WAC schools. Is there any road trip that has so far been your favorite?
Um,
Tough question, I know.
my favorite. uh, let's see. I feel like obviously this past weekend I had a pretty good weekend athletically. But I feel like always the first trip is always one of my favorites because I really like how all the freshmen and the transfers get to come in and they get to do everything for their first time, because I know whenever I did everything for my first time, it was some of the best moments of my life, and it's really fun to see their excitement and watch them travel and everything like that, and it's that one was probably my favorite trip.
Awesome, Megan. Well, it's always a pleasure talking to you, and we really appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much.
All right, Megan Klavitter, Chicago State Volleyball for WAC All Access. I'm Rachel Vigil.